Hey guys, and welcome back to Fortune Theory. So here we are again. If you're new to the channel, I'm Oliver, and this is Patrick.
How you doing?
So we thought we'd talk about an older film. Might not be relevant, but it is the Revenant.
Revenant.
Sorry, I had to do that stupid one, didn't I?
Even when you tried to get the name right, you got it wrong.
It is a bit of a tongue twister.
It's the Revenant.
But relevant, yeah.
So, before we clip the rest of our audio, this episode, we'd put out the Revenant. It's a 1800s American, sort of adventure-y. I'm trying to explain the genres. It's a mix of genres, I guess. It's mainly like a survival. It's almost like a not really a psychological thriller at all, actually. I don't know why I went down that route. Basically, I won't go down the genre route because I can't think, but I'm mind blank with genres. So it's Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy, like the two biggest A-listers in the film.
They're the ones that drag the audience in.
Also got we're the Millers. I keep forgetting his name every time.
Andy Sam?
No, the kid.
Eyebrows. Will Poulter.
Will Poulter.
Yeah, Will Poulter. Sid Phillips. Yeah.
So he is
my balls are my fucking balls.
We right. So basically, it's following mainly Hugh Glass, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and he is part of a few leaders who are just this group of travelers and people that, well, it's set in the wilderness in 1800s America, and really in the mountains, and almost
so
what
really
Canada is now, basically.
Yeah, so really wintry, really frosty. It's
and
sort of pre
hunt
or post
for survival,
snow.
basically, is their life. It's not quite medieval, but it's like a modern hunt for survival almost, because they're only 100 years away from there is the industry exists. It's not complete wilderness, but it's it's still 1800s ish. So yeah, it follows this group of people, and at the start they are hunting a deer or an elk of some kind, and then the fight happens between the Indians come, and then they take over their camp. They have to get on their big raft, go downstream, find another camp. But then as soon as they basically find another camp, I'm basically summarizing the story in 2 minutes if I can. I'm going over 2 minutes probably, but they they find another camp, and then Hugh Glass ends up getting mauled by a bear, basically, in the midst of it. I'm losing
quite graphically in the trailer.
Yeah. And from that point on, Hugh Glass, because he sort of left the camp a bit. I can't exactly remember why. I'm probably forgetting major plot points. I don't think I am, though. But yeah, from that point on, Hugh Glass becomes a massive burden on the camp. And
so they're basically practically dragging him. And then they're it just gets to a point where they're we need to just put him out of his misery. Need to then him somewhere. And then they basically ditch him, and then he's on his own, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's on his own, pretty much fight for survival. And then he finds his
Fitzgerald, played by Tom Hardy. Ever since the start, he's been, ideally he wants to be group leader, taking them on, but he doesn't have any idea probably how to do it. But his main thing is he's always a bit against what they're trying to do, and you don't know what you're doing, and he always tries to get up in into Glass's face, but his son I hope you'll remember the names. Yeah, Hugh Glass, played by DiCaprio. I think it's Tom Fitzgerald, played by Tom. I don't know if I'm thinking of Tom just because of Tom Hardy, but that's who's playing Fitzgerald anyway. Yeah, whenever he goes up against Glass in an argument, his son tries to get in the way. And then as soon as Hugh Glass is mauled by a bear and becomes basically immobile and basically disabled at that point, they're dragging him on a stretcher all the way to find a new camp, get more food and everything. And then his son is around him constantly, but Will Poulter's the character played by Will Poulter, I can't remember his name, he stays with him, but him and Fitzgerald are there, and in the end Fitzgerald kills his son, Hugh Glass's son, and he then wakes up, realizes, and like Will, the character played by Will Poulter, I will forget his name, I'll keep saying that. And it's basically just left to Hugh Glass trying to survive in the wilderness by himself. And then they finally, like, they cut back between the rest of the group and Hugh Glass out by himself trying to survive. Finally, they find him in the middle of the night in the dark trying to scout for him because the character played by Will Poulter. It's just going to be a funny meme of me going, the character played by Will Poulter the entire time. Am I making you tired? Because I'm going off on one.
A little bit, but carry on.
I'll shut up in a second.
I recommend this one to be the one to watch if you can't sleep at night, by the way. Yeah.
But yeah, in the end, they get Hugh Glass back to the camp and they just try to help him heal, and he does heal, but then he wants to go after Fitzgerald, who he found out killed his son, and then it's just a revenge mission in the last core of the film. And they find him, Indians come again a lot, and they end up with a big fight at the end between Fitzgerald and Glass, and he kills Fitzgerald, watches him go down the stream, and it's a nice sort of cliffhanger of an ending, because basically he's left on death's door at the end, Hugh Glass, and we don't know what happens to him, but it's just left as he's killed him. And the Indians come at the very end of him killing Fitzgerald as he pushes him down a stream, basically bleeding out. He pushes him towards the Indians on the other side of the stream. They don't go after Hugh Glass, but it's just left like that, and that is the end of The Revenant. But I just realised I waffled for 5 minutes, so
you pretty much said the whole plot.
I
Yeah.
know.
I have seen the film. I saw it once a while ago because I think we had to analyze it for a college project.
Yeah,
didn't we? I think. Yeah. So yeah, because we both studied media at college. If you didn't know, again, if you're new, you would you'd just be learning this. Yeah. So we studied college together, media studies, and we for one of our film studies assignments, we had to watch the trailers and then compare it to the footage in the film. So we had to do that for this film.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, and it's not really my go-to film. It's a good film, but it's not really my go-to one, so I don't really remember much. It's more yours. Type of film. Yeah, it's more yours, really, to be fair.
Very, very standalone type of film.
But from what I remember from it, didn't Tom Hardy get killed at the end? Leonardo. Yeah. Yeah, you said. Yeah, I can't remember why, but yeah.
Yes, yeah. And the reason one of the main reasons I like it is because it's a very specific type, very unique style of filmmaking. I think, I might get names mixed up here if you know them, but I believe Emmanuel Lubezki is the director of it, and he is known for trying to do, ironically, this was our last episode, about long takes in 1917, and he likes to do long take type of films because his filmography, I believe, the only other one I know he's done, Birdman, which is literally just a long take film about a guy that kind of wants to be basically Iron Man, but he works at a theatre. That's your only motivation to watch it.
Kind of sounds like me a little bit, but yeah.
You should watch Birdman. It's actually hilarious.
Although I wouldn't call myself something as stupid as fucking Seagull Shit Man.
But there we go.
I call myself something a bit more attractive.
And then Alfonso Cuarón is the cinematographer, I believe. I think it's one way around or the other, but it's a great film in terms of its overall story, and it doesn't really lack in any area. It's captivating. It was one of our case studies in media. When was it? 2018 or not? I think it was 2018.
I think it was 2018 we did it. Yeah, so a couple of years ago now.
Yeah, and what time has passed? This almost a few years ago. And
I forgot Leonardo was in it.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah,
I knew Tom Hardy was in it, but I forgot.
It was mainly sold on those two being the two
Well, that's the thing, because you get these big budget actors who have been in all these A-list films. For a film like that, people are only going to go watch it because they're familiar with the actors.
Yeah.
That'll be the first thing. The second thing will be the idea of the story, because you can tell when you're walking into this one, this feels very standalone.
Yeah.
It's very like, it's not based on a true story, is it? No.
Yeah.
Is it?
Hugh Glass is a real character, yeah.
Oh, again, like we were saying in 1917, person.
This is probably the best example of person versus character.
Yeah. Basically, if you watched our 1917 video, we had a bit of debate on like who would have been, if you're playing someone who is based on a real person, are they a character or a person? We'd say person. I'd say person.
Yeah,
I feel disrespectful to say character.
Yeah, the only reason I say character, I think, in any scenario is just purely because of the context of what it is, because it's because it's just a piece of story. But
feel free to put your opinion in the comments, by the way.
Yeah. But because I just waffled beyond belief about the plot. It'll be quite a short episode, I think, because
plus I got a headache and tired now.
Yeah. So I
watched that trailer and literally I wanted to just like nosedive in the snow and in water because it's just like, that's so relaxing. But anyway,
pretty short episode, I know, but yeah, that's that. Like I love it, and you pretty much like it.
I don't hate it. It's a good film from what I remember from it, and from the trailers, it encouraged me. I will watch it again. I'm not sure where it's available streaming wise.
I think it's on Netflix.
Sounds like this. It seems like the sort of film that would be. Yeah.
I know
go check out Netflix.
Yeah.
But by the time it comes out, you won't need to do that because we'll have the links below for where you can watch it. At the time anyway. So
nice short and sweet video ish on the Revenant.
And if you want us to have any more information to make more relevance to Revenant, then put it in the comments. If you want us to elaborate anything, we'll do it for like a later video. But yeah, we will be doing a Q&A soon as well. So we'll actually have a bit more of we'll do as a live stream, and we'll get you guys to like put in your questions for whoever's like watching live, and we'll answer those. Try to have questions based off previous videos, but if you don't, or you got any ideas for videos you want us to do that we haven't done yet, feel free to let us know as well. And in the meantime, I'm Oliver, this is Pat, and see you guys later.
Thanks for watching, guys.